Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are on the creative server once more and we are going to be building a dragon, as you probably saw from the title. So this is just going to be a quick tutorial on exactly how I build a dragon and how you can too. Hopefully it's pretty simple, hopefully you enjoy it, and let's get right into it. So the first step to building a dragon is make sure you have a fairly flat area. It doesn't have to be exactly flat, but fairly flat is probably the best option for your first dragon. Eventually you'll be able to build on the sides of mountains or even in the sky, but finding a flat area to start off with is probably the best option. Next up, what you want to do is just spam a whole bunch of blocks. So you want to pick at least 2 blocks for your color palette and you want to spam a whole bunch of them just around, and I'll show you the shape that you kind of need to do it in. So a shape just like this. You need to have the block spam kind of in, I don't know, the shape of a dragon or a snake. So you want the body to be about twice the size of the head, or roundabouts. It doesn't have to be exact, but a roundabouts. So as you can see, I've got the head here. The body is approximately double the size of the head, and then the tail starts here, and you can have the tail just about the size of a head and a half, or the length of a head and a half. But yeah, you just block spam until that happens. Now I already did the head because when you're block spamming, it's easier just to do the head as you go. So the head, you kind of need this sort of, I don't know, rounded dome shape that goes all around, and you need the nose to come out a little bit. So this style of dragon has a bigger head than some of the other dragons that I've built, but you know, I'm kind of going for a baby dragon, I guess, laying down. But yeah, we've made some eye sockets here that we'll put the eyes in a little bit later, but for now you can see the basic of what we've done. So it's a bit of a dome shape. Everything else isn't symmetrical or even except for this head. So the head is the only thing that's quite symmetrical. However, it doesn't have to be, but for a first dragon it's probably easier just to do a symmetrical head. So you want to do a dome shape just like this, pretty even all the way around, and then a longer nose. So you want about 2x3? Yeah. So the next thing you want to do for your dragon is you want to pick your secondary color. So the second thing you want to do for your dragon is you want to mark out the arms or legs of the dragon and also some of the spines. So that's pretty simple. You simply just find where the arms and legs would be. So in this case, this dragon is sleeping or laying down. The arm would be about here on the dragon, and it would kind of go up a little bit. Well, not up a little bit, but to the front. You just block spam and you chisel it out until it seems right. So right now it's not right, but oh, there. Seems pretty good, maybe a little bit longer. There we go, that seems right to me. And then we just duplicate that on the other side. And then once you've done the 2 front legs, you want to do the 2 back legs. And again, since this dragon is laying down, we're going to have them kind of sprawled out the back. But when you're doing back legs, it's important to note how muscles kind of go. So usually it extends a little higher, just where the leg or hip muscle is. So it extends a little bit higher and then it goes down. That's just how most dragons, I guess, are. If you look up some images, which is what I've done for quite a few of these, you'll see that there's a bit of a leg muscle here, or just on any animals really. So we've got one back leg here, but I think it can be just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Maybe a bit longer. There we go, that's a bit better. So we've got that back leg, and again we'll do the same one on this side. So there we go, we've got all 4 legs here, and as you can see it's kind of a short stubby dragon, but I don't know, he's kind of cute. The next thing we want to do is you want to pick out another block, and I've got my 2 blocks here for the dragon's body, which I'll bring the lime terracotta in a little bit, but what we want to do is find another block. So I want to find something with a stair and slab variant, and when you're building the dragons I'd suggest you do the same, just because for the eyes adding some half slabs here makes it look a whole lot better. So find a block that has a stair and slab variant in order to continue your dragon. So for mine I'm going to go with some dark prismarine, and we basically want to, oh let me get a block as well. We basically want to put some spikes over here. So you don't want spikes that are too close to the front because it'll look a little bit silly. But having some spikes maybe about the middle of the head is pretty good. So the way I do spikes is for some of the early ones, I'll try and do something similar to this. Maybe like that. So for some of the earlier ones, you want something like that, and then as it goes up the body, you want it bigger, and then as it goes to the tail, a little bit smaller again. And there we go, we've added a few spikes. They're very simple. I did move this one a little bit further so I could add one in the middle here. And yeah, this is how I'll make the spikes, and then as you go to the tail, literally just do stairs. So you don't need too much, it's quite simple, and yeah, just add some spikes with some stair or slab variants. Now the next thing we want to do is, since we've got this lime terracotta, we want to actually incorporate this into the build. So the way that I'll incorporate my second colour is through the stomach. If you don't add the stomach onto the dragon, it's okay, you don't need to, but in my experience it looks a little bit funny. It looks a little bit less like a dragon if you don't add a little bit of the stomach, or just a contrast in colour. But it's a very simple thing to add, and yeah, you can just go around to all of your areas and just add a whole bunch of it. So there we go, we've added a little bit of a stomach to the dragon and he's looking pretty cute. Now the next thing you want to do with your dragon is add the eyes. This is actually one of the main things that if you add it, it really brings the whole thing together. Very simple to do. All you need to do is pick some kind of light block. So I will go for the verdant frog light, and you just put it like that in your little eye sockets. You can also do this with campfires. I've done that before, some soul campfires, and it looks pretty cool. And then you just want to grab your slab variant that you used the same over there and put that there. It'll just make the dragon's eyes look a little bit cooler, and you can also go through and edit the eyebrows a little bit, so just like that. It's a very simple detail to add, but it looks pretty cool. So this is how I've done the eyebrow design. Again, very simple. I've just put some stairs here as well, and it kind of flicks upwards. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's how you do the eyes for it. Now, what's a dragon without wings? Well, it'd be just a lizard. So if you want to build a lizard, then you've got one right here. But if you want to build a dragon, you of course have to add some wings. So you want to grab the main concrete block that you used, or any block really, I just used blue concrete, and you want to start building the wings. Now think of where the wings kind of situate, which is on the shoulder blades of a dragon. So here we've got the arms, so we can assume the shoulders are about here, and so we can assume that the wings can be about here. And the way we do the wings is you can either have them flicking up or putting down. I like to have them up because they look kind of cool that way. And you want to kind of curve them about a little bit. And because we're building quite a baby dragon, I don't want the wings to be too big, but they can be a lot bigger than this. So I'm going to have the wings curve around just like that. And you want to add some spines in the wings as well. So just add a couple. You don't have to add too many, but just a couple should be fine. Just like that. And then you want to duplicate this onto the other side. Now the duplication doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other side. It's actually better if it's not, because it makes the whole dragon look a little bit more natural. So as you can see, we've got two wings here, very small but very cute. So in order to make your wings for your dragon look even better, you want to add some glass in between the spines. So I've got here the blue glass because I used blue concrete, obviously, but you can also use green to contrast with it, or any other colour really. But because I'm using blue, I'm going to use blue for this as well. And you simply just place them all the way around until you've got it all covered up, basically. So just like that, very simple. Now I won't add it in this dragon, but if you made a bigger dragon with bigger wings, you can also add some glass panes in between, and it kind of gives more depth to the wings. However, this dragon is quite small, so it's a lot harder to do that. So I'm just going to stick with glass for the time being. And that's basically how you build a dragon. It's very simple, and I've done this all the time. I really love building these dragons. It's the same thing I have with custom trees. They're very fun to build. They're just a lot of block spam, and you make something pretty cool afterwards. You can make the dragon's mouth open. In this case, I just made a little snout because I wanted this to be a simple tutorial for you guys to follow. But you can make the dragon's mouth open and add some dripstone for teeth. I'll show you some of the other dragons that I've built in this world. So using the same technique that I've just showed you, I've been able to build this dragon, which is a really cool red dragon. As you can see, I've added some of the glass panes in between to give some texture, and it looks really menacing with the dripstone and some scary spikes and everything. Now, I didn't use a block that I could use stair variant, so I was able to do the spikes with just full blocks, but it looks a little bit strange and it's a bit harder to do. So I would recommend just finding a stair or block variant. I do really like this. It looks very menacing, and I've added the leg here with the muscle as I've showed you before. And we've got some horns for this dragon as well. I used the magma blocks for the eyes because they do glow in shaders and it looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is one of the dragons that I've built. And here is another dragon I built. So this one I used soulfire for it, and I didn't use the dripstone for the teeth because I tried doing it before and it looked a bit strange. However, this also looks strange with full blocks, but we're limited in Minecraft. These wings are a lot bigger than the ones we saw before, and the dragon's body is a lot more slender. The good thing about this technique that I showed you is you have a lot of variety of dragons you can build. You can build very short and stumpy menacing dragons, or you can build very long, slender dragons that crawl down hills just like this. So this dragon was super fun to build. It was a lot harder, especially trying to find a block that could complement it a bit. And yeah, you can build dragons just like this. So back to our little dragon here. We have finished this dragon, very small, very simple. And I hope this tutorial you found easy to follow. And yeah, show me if you build any other dragons. Try some different color palettes. I really love seeing all the different color palettes that I've been able to try, and even some of my friends that I've shown how to build dragons. It's really simple, but it's super fun to do once you've got the hang of it. So give it a go in your creative worlds and then maybe transfer to survival. And that's another thing, if you're building these dragons in survival, the best way that I've found, because I have built these in survival before, is to just build it out of dirt or moss or wood, anything you have a very big abundance of materials in, and then cover the top layer of that material with whatever block you are choosing. And then afterwards you can destroy the dirt or moss or whatever it is underneath it. That way you don't have to waste a whole bunch of blocks and you still get the same effect. However, in creative you can spam any blocks you want. I could have built this out of full netherite and it would have been fine. But yeah, so here is our little dragon. I think he's very cute and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. I'll try and do some more tutorials in the future. This was one that I've been wanting to do for a very long time because I've just been very into doing dragons for quite a while now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the tutorial was up to your standards. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!